Hey, today is the third flavor of my 25 flavors of the same story challenge. It's a long name, I just got to remember how to say it every time. The video yesterday was long. It was 30 minutes, and 26 minutes of it was the story. It was too long. So today, my goal is simple. I just want to shorten it. I just want to keep the video within 20 minutes and keep the story, hopefully, within 15 minutes. I know it's hard. I'll need to maybe cut down some parts of it. I haven't really have a draft of how I cut it down, but let me try. And let's go for the story. So, it was 2013, late April. Me and my best friend Neo, we were going to do this bicycle trip in Vietnam. We were both very excited about it. We prepared for it for a month. We dreamed for it for a month. Our plan was to get to Hanoi, the northern capital city of the country. And from there, we want to go all the way to Ho Chi Minh City, which is the major city in the south. But between these two cities, it was 1,600 kilometers, and actually more than that. That was 1,000 miles. So we didn't have enough time. The vacation that we took, we didn't have enough time to cover this whole trip on our bicycles. So what we decided to do was that we get to Hanoi, and from there we would take public transportation and get to Middle Vietnam. And from Middle Vietnam, we'll get on our bikes and ride from there all the way to Ho Chi Minh City. That was our plan. So the day has come. We got to Ho Chi Minh. No, not Ho Chi Minh. We got to Hanoi. Hanoi was I don't know what's the right word. Beautiful was not the word, but it was a remarkable city. And the most remarkable thing that left an impression on me was the motorcycles. The motorcycles were crazy in Hanoi. If you've been to Vietnam, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, look it up on YouTube. Vietnam motorcycles, you know. There were motorcycles everywhere on the road, and it feels like everyone was using motorcycles. And Neo and I, we were on our bikes roaming the city, and we just felt like we were floating on a river of motorcycles. It was overwhelmingly chaotic. But what's amazing was that no one seems to get hurt. Like in the 2 days we stay in Hanoi, no one seems to get hurt. There didn't seem to be any traffic accidents. And traffic jam, it wasn't a traffic jam. It was just a blob of traffic moving forward. A blob of motorcycles. So it seems to work out. The motorcycles. And in the evening, we went out to get dinner, to get food. And it was beautiful at night too. That people were out on the street, and they were sitting on the street, like on a small stool, and having food, having a beer, having a conversation. And the weather was perfect. It was chill in the evening. It was breezy. It was just beautiful summer nights. And on this also somewhat chaotic street. Chaotic, but beautiful. So we got a sense that people here in Vietnam just living their life, enjoying this vibe of, following the flow. Just flow with the motorcycles, flow with the breeze. And Neo was saying, this country is amazing. It's chaotic, but it works. We had a good night. We have a good day in Hanoi. And until the next day, we went to the train station to get train tickets. We couldn't. They were sold out. We went to the bus station to get sleeping bus tickets. Couldn't. They were sold out. We realized that we make a huge mistake in planning this trip because we planned it overlapping with a whole week of national holidays in Vietnam. It was their national weeks and national day, and everyone in the country was on holiday that week, and a lot of them were traveling. So train ticket, flight ticket, bus ticket, they were all gone. And we were like, we're fucked. We cannot get out of Hanoi now. What do we do? And Neo say, let's ask people. Let's see if we have other options. So we went out to ask everyone we could. We asked people we met at the hotel. We asked people we met at the restaurant. We asked people at the train station, at the bus station, bus ticket stand, everywhere. And multiple people mentioned this to me. And this guy, I don't remember where we met him. And he was like, you should try the bus terminal. There is not many foreigners using that, and you may still have a chance to get ticket. I was like, really? Tell me where it is. Tell me where it is. So they gave me the address, and they gave us the address. It was already evening, so it was closed. So we couldn't go there. But the next day, first thing in the morning, Neo and I, we packed everything, got on our bikes, we rode to the bus terminal. We got to the bus terminal, it was huge. Many buses there, a lot of different colors, and parking in a way that we didn't understand really. And one word came to mind again, chaotic, remember? So the bus terminal was chaotic, and also we were the only foreigner. We seemed to be the only foreigners at that bus terminal on that day, maybe. And we understood why not many foreigners were using it, because there was no English service. And luckily we have an iPad, we loaded local SIM, and we use Google Translate to communicate with local people for the whole trip. So we went to the ticket counter, we asked whether there's a bus going to Nha Trang, which was the city that we were aiming for. We asked for a bus, we got a bus. The guy at the ticket counter told us that there is a bus, and they sent someone to lead us to the bus. So we got in front of this yellow bus that we were going to get on. We did have to pay a little bit extra to load our bicycles on top of the bus, but it was okay. What other options do we have? We have to get on it. So we got on it. We got on the bus. We got disappointing on everything about the bus, but it turned out to be a beautiful bus trip that today I still remember. So first of all, let me tell you about the bus. The bus was really outdated. It was a yellow bus, lovely, but outdated. It looks like 10 years old. You know, the story happens 10 years back, but the bus was already looking like 10 years old. There was no air conditioning, so the windows needed to be kept open the whole time. And there was no sleeping seats. And it was only sitting seat. We asked the bus driver, when do we get to Nha Trang? And they say, tomorrow afternoon or evening. So we were like, that is more than 24 hours. It was almost 30 hours, but ended up, to be accurate, we ended up spending 36 or 37 hours on the bus. So 2 whole days on the bus, sitting only. And we were like, God, how can we spend 2 days on this bus? That was the bus. And there was this crew of 4 people, 2 pairs. Each pair includes a driver and a conductor. The driver drives the bus, of course. The conductor is responsible for recruiting passengers and getting passengers on board and loading their luggage onto the top of the bus. And what's the most random or chaotic thing about this bus was that the door was kept open the whole way. The door of the bus was never closed. And the conductor stand almost all the time next to the door and trying to recruit passengers. The way that they recruit passenger was very interesting. They would just stand next to the door and the bus was driving, right? And they would shout out what was the direction they were heading and also the major stops that they would stop by. And people will wave to them if they hear something that they, are familiar. And they would wave to them and they would stop and they would talk to the passenger and confirm the price or destination maybe, and they will get the passenger on board. And the whole way, Neo and I were the only person who stayed on the bus. I mean, besides the crew, the only passengers. We were the only passengers who stayed on the bus for as long as 36 hours. All the other passengers were recruited halfway and got off halfway already. So we were these two guys sitting on the bus and watching everyone got on, got off, got on, got off. We were saying hello to everyone in our heart. We didn't speak the language, so we didn't know how to say hello, but we were just literally mentally saying hello to everyone who got on the bus and saying goodbye to them when they got off the bus. So at some point, we felt like we're part of the crew. And the crew was lovely. The crew was, some of them were younger than us, some of them were older than us. And the younger one of them were really excited about things. And we started to chat over Google Translate and we started to even talk about life stories. So this young person, young crew, and he was sharing with me how he met a girl and how he was excited about a girl and everything, and he showed me pictures and a lot of stuff I'll skip here, but we started to exchange stories about our lives and I started to get a little bit how to say, connected with them. And 36 hours is a long time, and during this time we actually get to feel a little bit bonded with this crew, although we didn't speak the same language, but it was amazing. And there was something also very random and chaotic and interesting on the way, is that there was these passengers who got on the bus. There was this guy, until today I still remember, there was this guy with a cricket on his neck, the insect, a real cricket on his neck. And he just didn't seem to care. He didn't seem to care even get rid of the cricket. Or maybe he didn't know, but I didn't feel there was a chance that he didn't know, but he didn't care. So he got on the bus, he was asking something, and the conductor was responding something. I didn't understand the conversation at all, but from how it feels, it sounded like this. Where's this bus going? We're going, this is, where are you going, brother? Oh, I don't know where I'm going, but I guess I'll just get on this bus. Okay, take a seat. Okay, boom. And he sat down. It just feels so random, feels so chill, and feels like people just don't care so much. And the whole thing is just confusing and chaotic, but somehow it all came together and worked. For the 2 days we stay on the bus, we stopped by restaurants, and there was no options. You stop by a restaurant, you just get off, and eat there, and go to restaurants, go to restrooms. We stop for lunch, stop for dinner, stop for breakfast, stop for lunch, and stop for dinner. We spent 2 whole days on the bus. And when we finally got to Nha Trang, it was already 30-something hours later. We were all exhausted. But when we got off the bus, there was something here, feeling that I didn't want to say goodbye. So we were waving to the crew, and the crew was also happily, with a huge smile on their face, waving back to us. I didn't get to know their names, but I get to know some of their life stories. I didn't get to know where they were from, how did they get on this business of transportation. But I get to know that they were passionately, what's the right word? They were just passionate about what they were doing, and they were coming together to get on this trip, heading towards their destination, working together as a crew. Being on the bus for 2 days, I just got connected to this crew and feel that I was part of it. And feels like we were on this road trip together. Feels like their destination was also my destination. We were heading towards the same direction. We were working towards the same thing. It feels like we were a team. Well, man, I paid to get on this bus, but now I feel part of the team. I don't know what's the magic. But today, honestly, I don't really know what was it about this trip that makes me feel that it was so beautiful that I wanted to tell this story to you. But I still remember this feeling of being on this bus, heading towards somewhere that our dream lies. And having a companion, having someone with you together on a journey towards your dream. Maybe that was what was so beautiful that makes me remember this trip even until today. That's it. I don't know how to end this story. And I just want to tell you how I felt. I think I'll cut the story here. And thank you for listening if you're listening till this second. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.